Now that all our APIs are reachable, we can go and run a scan, at least a final scan in this very first set of steps or sections in this exercise. So back to scans, please. Select scan, and now you wait. We should get a lot more security issues right now. I believe we're going to get 14 if my memory serves me well. But then again, I'm old, so who knows? We'll see. I have a good excuse. I'm old. I can't see. My brain doesn't work as well. I keep forgetting. Well, in this particular case, I'm proven wrong. Yep, we get 14 issues. Okay, 14 issues. So let's select the row. And again, by default, you only get to see 10 issues. Let's switch to 20. So you're going to get to see everything. Here they are. And let's expand a little bit the browser. Okay. So some of these are related to post flights, get flight by ID, and I want to point out that all of these issues are pretty much the same. JWT non-algorithm attack. Right? Let's just select one of these. I'm not going to explain everything, but the more representative ones. So in this particular case, you are being told that, hey, buddy, I was able to actually test your API. Watch. Here's an API, right? Here's an API request that creates data, right? The attacker validates that the tested endpoint is not reachable without authentication, right? So this is when we don't specify an authentication, and then when we specify the actual authentication, here we are. And if I go to the request, and if I show you now the bearer token, look at the bearer token is not even accessible anymore. Why? Because this is invalid. This is an invalid bearer token. If I copy this bearer token and I go back to jwt.io, and I paste it in, here it is. You will see that it contains nothing in the header, right? It contains nothing in the header. It has no signature. And using something like this, you're able to authenticate. Why? Because I've done a very naive implementation of a JSON web token. The only thing we're checking is whether the payload contains name and it contains a no name. That's why all of these issues are rendered as high, right? This issue in particular is high. I cannot see the severity in here. Maybe they're blind or who knows. But the severity, if I go back to the scan, number 5, here it's high. All of these. Weak JWT algorithm, of course. Right? Very similar. Very similar type of structure. Right? Algorithm, decoded, and so on. Right? There is a couple of them that are really interesting. Let me see. Yeah, this one, the weak resource identifier. This is one of the interesting one. This is an insecure design. So if I select it, you will see right away that you're being told, hey, buddy, the number, the IDs you're using, they increment, right? They keep incrementing and they're easily guessable. This is the best way to get brute forced, right? That's the best, fastest way. So fix your insecure design using like numbers that are guessable for unique identifiers is bad, right? It's bad. That's exactly what you're being told in this case. Use best practices like GUIDs, UIDs, and so on. Anything else? I don't think so. That's it for the time being. Yep. The rest are all related to users and tokens. So, very bad JWT, very bad unique identifiers in our particular case. Oh, and by the way, your JSON web tokens never expire, right? Excessive JWT token expiration. So you got to make sure you add some expiration that is reasonable. With this, my good people, we concluded pretty much the first set of exercises that I wanted to do in this walkthrough. There is a small deviation we're going to work with next. That is a small deviation on the flights application. We're going to fix a couple of things, right? For example, the post flights doesn't return the ID. Well, we're going to fix it. And then we're going to see how active testing behaves. Okay? That's what we're going to do next. All right. For the time being, though, our section is done.